Hello there. So yesterday I made a video wanting to discuss politics and religion with atheists. It was called something like that, and someone responded in the comment section. They said that they went to Europe. I'm making this video not because of some random comment, because I hear a lot of people on the left and atheists arguing the same thing, and this argument is a strawman argument. It's a bad argument, and I want to call it out. Now, a lot of atheists, when I've said this to them, have told me in the past, I don't know what a strawman argument is. So let's go through what a strawman argument is, and then explain why this is a strawman argument, what the argument is. So a strawman argument is when we're discussing one thing, we're engaging in a conversation, and what we're talking about, someone else brings up, the person I'm talking to brings up something else that sounds like it's related to it, but it's not really the topic at hand, and then I end up attacking the thing that they brought up that sounds like it's related, but it's really not. That's me attacking a straw man. So, for example, now I'm going to go to what the person said. The person said that, look at Europe for big government. My previous video was about big government, and he was saying, look at Europe with big government, how people are happy there and it works and all that. First off, right off the bat, I don't actually care about any of that, because immoral is immoral. When you're talking morality, morality has to be something that, whether you believe it's literally objective or subjective or not, is irrelevant. It has to be treated objectively. So if you're going to have a moral code, and the moral code is don't steal, and I explained in my previous video how big government is the government stealing from the people, and you can't get a return on it, then right off the bat, that's just immoral. But forget that for now. This argument is just a strawman argument. So even that being said, it's still a bad argument because it's a strawman argument. You go into another country. I cannot speak for other countries. I don't know anything about other countries. I know that every country that has been out there trying to... that Americans have been trying to, political candidates or whatever it is, have been trying to push as something to look at, to try pushing their big government socialist programs in America, usually don't work. They used to say Cuba, they used to say Venezuela, and then people from Cuba and Venezuela say how horrible it is there, and then you can look at it and it gets worse and worse, and it's not something you can actually look at anymore. Then they go to other countries that turns out they're not actually really socialists. It turns out they have social programs, and they have a good capitalist system that helps the social program, which I'm still not for anyways, regardless. But going to other countries is a strawman argument, because I cannot relate to anything in another country. I literally cannot. I cannot even comprehend what it's like to live in a country that has its own culture. America does not have its own culture. America is filled with people who are from other cultures, who live with their own. If you're Jewish, you live in a Jewish culture, and then there's different sects of Jews that live in their own versions of different Jewish cultures. I grew up Jewish, around different Jewish cultures, and that exists. One culture in a country I can't even comprehend. I don't know anything about another country. If you want to make an argument, and the reason this argument won't be made, because there's nothing you can look at here. So you have to go to other countries. This is why I think the major Democratic parties, candidates, whatever it is, they bring in other countries to discuss this with, because there is nothing in America you can go to and say, look at this big government system in America, how well it's done. That would be a fair argument. If you could find me a state, somewhere where some big government thing has been implemented and the people are happier because of it, it's worked better, and they wouldn't rather a lower taxes system, that's a fair argument if you can find me that. I don't know that actually exists. New York people aren't happy with the taxes here. San Francisco, people are apparently pooping on the streets. California, people are miserable over there. The homeless people there, all these blue states trying to implement all these social programs fail. So we have evidence that in America, implementing social programs fail and make people poor and homeless. Now, you're going to present other countries that I know nothing about and say, oh, but if we had more socialism based off these other countries, and we did it like them, and we changed our whole culture and our whole way of being in America, and we all just adapted what they're doing, which basically, I don't know what that means. Like here, the idea is we have freedom, and we can have the culture we want living in America, but we need the freedom if we don't have by not having the big governments, but you're fighting for the big government. This whole thing just makes no sense whatsoever. So the whole point of this video, what I'm trying to say, is a strawman argument. You go into other countries and using that as an example for America. If you're going to argue big government working, you have to find somewhere in America where it's worked. Until then, all the best, and thanks for watching.